What does meaning mean? How do we ask about the most essential possible purpose encompassing the greatest possible scope? How about what purpose does all this serve? The obvious next question would be, whose purpose? That's the issue, isn't it? It can't be only the one that you hold personally, or you'd know what it is and be satisfied, which, as life experience has already taught you, is impossible. It's not yours, and yet it impacts you so deeply that you can't bear not to know what it is and to play a useful role in it. You actually must sense it as if it had rightfully been assigned to you in some way before you can feel that it is purpose. It can never exist only in relation to you, or it goes nowhere, has no direction, and therefore no meaning. A true sense of purpose is a positive relationship with everybody else and the whole that cuts across the big picture with confidence and certainty, no matter what doubts it has to meet on the way. So, you're left with a subjective need to be connected to an objective purpose that nonetheless must be intimately connected to you. This is the contradictory realm where life's meaning is concealed. In the complete void of sensation separating what you consider to be you and your concern and what you think isn't. Between what you automatically feel is internal or external. If you were somehow able to enter that gap, what would you find there? There's a science that deals only with the most essential purpose covering the greatest possible scope, and specifically how we come to know and live in it. It gives us a practical, very human way of studying the highest natural forces, their place in us and our place in them. It's the essential science of meaning and everything that results from it. And in it, rather than beginning by examining physical matter, it starts with a view of life in this world as seen from the perspective of those forces that build and evolve it, and then describes how to reveal our conscious sensation of its purpose in us. So we're going to use its insights to peek into that gap. The science is called Kabbalah, which is a Hebrew word that means reception, how to receive and perceive. Its findings make it clear that what you think of as meaning and inexplicably long for is in fact the desire to relate to the highest, most comprehensive dimension of life. That your longing and doubt are required to make you capable of grasping the purpose and meaning, because they're the container in which you'll eventually receive it. Not only that, it describes exactly what the purpose of life is from the point of view of that dimension, and how this larger goal becomes activated only if and when you consciously engage with it, and not with something else that you imagine. And because its purpose is constantly aimed at your development, it's as if it's waiting for you to reveal it. And somewhere, even if ever so faintly, you feel that. There is a single cause, an impetus underlying, unfolding everything that ever happens. It's a natural mechanism, a law, but the only form in which the human heart is able to perceive and relate with it is as an intention called the thought of creation, and that is to create a creature and to bring it to complete fulfillment. That is both a description of the highest force and dimension of nature and the ultimate purpose of all life. What does that thought have to do with the meaning of your life? You could take the creature part of that equation personally, and it would only be partly true, because the creature in the thought of creation is our entire reality, the cosmos. Every object in it, all its cascading, lesser, non-physical forces and dimensions, everything and anything outside of that intention is the creature. And nothing that has ever happened, is happening, or ever will happen can happen for any other reason or to serve any other purpose. So no matter how events may feel to us, we're always held, nurtured, and evolved by the action of an unwavering force of giving, a constant, unperceived positive influence that's the very essence of meaning. So in the first place, you're already in all of this, and all of this is already in you. The thing that's concealing the profound interrelation, that's preventing us from feeling our true identity, is the exact quality that makes us the creature. We're formed of the opposite intention to the one that desired us. We are the longing, empty space left by its imprint. While nature's will to bestow is unconditional, objective, infinite, effortlessly making and connecting, we, the will to receive, are utterly subjective, designed to limit and separate, pulling everything towards us to care only for what I perceive as my individual self. And it's this intention that makes us perceive instead a world of struggle, limitation, and pain. It's that inner programming that determines our current perception of reality. And it's not just you. The nature of the material universe is the same profoundly hardened subjective desire, the general will to receive. In fact, the force of gravity is the identical intention as what we feel as egoism. This isn't good. And it isn't bad. It's just what matter is. It's how things are built, for the time being. We're constructed in this way not so that we live as we do now in a deadlock, but so that we can desire to experience the intended fulfillment in nature's plan, and specifically to actualize the thought of creation, which is what animates evolution, not survival of the fittest. That's just the first part of the arc of our development. It's easy to see the obvious order and direction in nature as it seeds, decays, and evolves new life and life forms from mineral to plant to animal, and so hard to feel how this applies to us. The intention behind human desire is the only thing in the creature that is actually alive. It is the single point of free will capable of maturing out of egoistic matter and into a new force similar to the one that made it, by creating a channel made out of the same intention, reconnecting our lonely spark to its source. All levels of existence are that same spark, and there is no other way to bring environmental, social, political crises into balance other than correcting that intention. Everything in the cosmos pivots on it, and we're here to do that. How can that be freedom, fulfillment, and meaning if it didn't originate in us? It's still our deepest desire, and it doesn't happen without us, but it doesn't look like free will if that was the only outcome from the beginning. But free will consists of the opposite of what the will to receive tells us it is. It's the choice to accept and take up the true meaning of life. When someone you love embraces you, they pull you in, hold you tightly, they lock you into them. Are you a prisoner then? They've hemmed you in as if you can't escape, but you don't want to. What you feel is release, freedom, fulfillment. And you respond by doing the same thing, and the joy is felt in both your hearts. It started in them, but now it originates in you too.